We're going to wait for everybody to jump on.
Nothing wrong. I so don't belong to you. A meditation so strong. I said that come from a sake and me make you the fool. Babylon, you stand up on the street side, better than the on your way. Say protecting I and I. Babylon, the evil is a man. Oh, where we are liar, create and a break so I cry. Legalize it, legalize it. Oh, that free up the earth. Legalize it, legalize it. Let's now go and take your time. Now what about the soldiers in the battlefield? You know in times of war, them all have me free me. Sign your name upon the bottom line. And the young go up and keep them some drugs like a miss up your mind.
All right. What's up, everybody? How you doing? This is Sonia Gomez and Bridget Ward coming to you live. I'm in Colorado. She's in Montana. We are excited to be here on another episode of Legalize It, Don't Criticize It, the place to be for cannabis TV. And today is Token Tuesday. Bridget Ward, how you doing, girlfriend? Nice to see you.
I'm doing great. How are you, Sonia?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to be here today. We have some awesome subject matter that we're going to cover. So much has happened. There's been some national news and recognition for sweet old Mary Jane. And as usual, we want to have a great time. I want to know where you guys are tuning in from. What city are you in? What state are you in? What are you smoking on today during Token Tuesday's episode? And Bridget and I are going to do kind of a deep dive in on cannabis and chronic pain in honor of Sanjay Gupta, who just broke it down on CNN all around cannabis and how he has changed his view on cannabis. We're going to run through some videos that I thought were pretty interesting in regards to the opioid crisis that we have here in America. Over 100 million Americans are suffering from chronic pain, reportedly, and a good percentage of those sweet citizens are becoming a victim of an opioid addiction, an epidemic in this country because they are overprescribed. And cannabis is just such an amazing alternative where more and more scientific studies are emerging to showcase the medicinal benefits of using cannabis as an alternative to traditional painkillers. So we thought we would dive into that. If you have questions, go ahead and post them. And Bridget, let's start by saying what's up to a few of our viewers here. Can you see who's tuning in? Otherwise, I'll name them off.
I can. Tammy's in the house. Let's see here. Liz is in the house from Indiana. We've got Janie. We've got Kimberly. Lee's in the house from Georgia. We've got Dean from Texas. Tanya from Eastern Kentucky. Holy cow, we got people from everywhere here today, Sonia. Who else do you see?
I see Jeff Rollins in the house. We got Patrick Sloan. How you doing? Diana, nice to see you. Glenda, great to have you here. Shell Scott, always a pleasure. We got Ida Wu in the house. William, great to see you here. Bobby, nice to have you guys on the show. We got a nice balance of the ladies and the men today. I love that. Sometimes we're just dominant on one side. Hi, Crystal. Thanks for popping on. Hey, you guys, as we dive into this content and you are getting value from today's show, I would love for you to like and share this content. It's because of people like you in this community that we've been able to impact between 7 up to 25 million people per month with this type of message, with this mission. And I'm just so proud of the work that we are doing together. You guys motivate and inspire me and James every single day to do incredible things. We have also recently opened the conversation around investment opportunities with cannabis. I'm excited for Thursday's show because we're actually going to be doing a deep dive with one of my friends and financial mentors. His name is Mark Moss, and we will be doing a show with with him on Thursday talking about and introducing our new broadcast. Bridget, I wanted to tell you about this too. On Mondays, we're going to start doing a show called Money Mondays. And I'm actually going to be showing you guys from start to finish how to open your investment account, what cannabis companies you can actively invest in, and how to take just a little bit of money and multiply it in with cannabis investments and other things that I'm kind of watching and getting involved with ahead of the wave. So I'm really super excited to have you guys join me on Thursday at 4:20 for that show. And then again on Money Mondays, it's going to be a great show. I'm really, really excited about it. But today, Bridget, what'd you bring us from Starbuds?
Today I brought a little dementia from Starbuds. So we're going to try some of this today. It's going to be pretty good. I'm going to be smoking it out of my vase here. So do we want to do that first, Sonia?
I think we should definitely, I would love to see that little vase at work.
All right.
Let's get in the mood. Let's get our mood stabilizers happening here. I'm actually going to be smoking. So right before today's show, you guys, I had like the weirdest thing happen. I literally had a panic attack. Like I have not had a panic attack in so long, but I was like just minding my own business, sitting here at my computer, and all of a sudden, like my heart started racing. I was like I was trembling, like I can't even describe. It was just all of a sudden I felt really lightheaded. I had to lay down, like I had to do a full-blown dab. It was crazy, and I'm still kind of jittery from that panic attack. So I'm going to opt in for something that's lower in THC. I have this cute little cone happening right here. It's a CBD strain. There's actually only 2% THC in this. And I haven't smoked actual flower in a while. I've just been kind of cutting it back a little bit, giving my lungs a rest. But today is the day for me and Mary J, if you know what I mean.
Yay!
But I don't even have a lighter. Like I quite literally may have to use a torch.
That's okay. You know, I was trying the hemp cord for a while, and you know, I'm blonde, so I get kind of dingy after I smoke. So I kind of gave up on the hemp cord. I was like, I'm going to either set my hair on fire or the house on fire. So I just kind of gave up with that. So while Sonia finds her lighter, I'll go ahead and get going on our dementia. So here in Montana, we just started to have to starting the process of testing. So this strain is kind of a misfit for my shop. They're not really sure what it is exactly. Typical dementia is a cross of blue dream with some amnesia. Dementia won the 2012 High Times Cannabis Cup. So this is one of my all-time favorite strains. It's a really great indica. So it's just going to kind of help your body relax. It's going to take your muscle spasms away. It's going to send you into a dreamy euphoria. You're going to be happy. You are going to be a little bit sleepy. And it's called dementia for a reason. Our brains are designed, it's vital for our brains to be able to forget things. Think about like PTSD. You have those recurrent memories over and over and over. You need to somehow block those memories or be able to calm those memories down. Dementia is a really great strain for that. Like I said, it's a vital function for our brains to forget. Otherwise, our brains would become overloaded with information, and we wouldn't be able to mentally function. So that's another huge plus for cannabis is it kind of helps you forget things, hence why it's good for PTSD. It's also good for chronic pain. As most of you know, I suffer from chronic pain, so that's kind of the strains I look for. So yeah, let's get smoking. Sonia, are you ready? Let me just pluck my flowers out of here really quick. We'll just set these off to the side. I've never had this kind of vase on my desk. I'm used to having regular basis. I come from Western medicine, so it's totally awesome for me to have a bong sitting out on my desk.
I'm pretty stoked on that too. I'm copying you for sure. I went looking for a new piece. You guys, literally, in my search, I'm already blazed. In my search for a lighter, I didn't find a lighter because my husband takes them all. But look what I did find. I found Smarties.
Smarties!
I'm like, how did that taste right now? Be honest.
Speaking of taste, Sonia, oh my God, this is so delicious. It's got a really nice, fresh, fruity kind of flavor. I love the fruity strains. So my husband's helping me over here. So um, I'm going to blow the smoke towards him to see if we can Cheech and Chong him out of here.
Come on now.
You know what he reminds me of? I can't remember the name of that show, but I never see his face. So he reminds me of that show, like where the neighbor always is peeking over the fence.
Tool
Time.
Tool Time, that's right.
Okay.
Lisa's in the house. I want to just send out a couple shout outs while we're puffing here. Patrick, thanks for joining us, Patrick. My good friend Allie, my sister in New York, Lisa. Hey, girl. My best friend Nicole is actually on on today, so give my best friend a shout out. She's my little smoking buddy.
What's up, bestie?
What are you smoking on today, Sonia?
I'm smoking on. If you could see me, wait, you guys have to see me right now. I'm ridiculous. I am literally ridiculous. Hold on. Okay. Look at how I have to light my freaking.
At least it doesn't have a big propane tank on the bottom, Sonia.
I know
could be worse.
It's feminine, right? Like it's a feminine torch.
Yeah, it doesn't look scary, like you're gonna set the forest on fire or something.
I know, thank God. So I am smoking actually on a CBD dominant strain called Yummy.
Ooh.
And this is actually a combination of Yummy and Mango Haze, which is also a CBD dominant strain, but it actually has a higher content of THC in the Mango Haze. So I kind of mix the two.
Nice. I hear a lot of people mixing their strains, so I think that's a really good idea for people who, like me. If I smoke sativa, I tend to get a little more riled up. I have anxiety anyways, so it kind of gives me anxiety. But if you only have sativa and you got a little bit of indica, throw that in with your bowl. Just mix it in together. It's not going to hurt anything.
I mean, it's like mixing your own drinks, right? Like only you know it's going to work.
Yep. Absolutely.
Like I have to make my own margarita. I'm so bossy. I'm like the worst person to take to the bar because I'm like, can I have a margarita with half a shot of this and half a shot of that and lime and strawberry mixed with half sugar, half salt? Like, I'm the worst. I'm the absolute...
You make them earn their paycheck, Sonia. There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm like, here's a 20, okay? You guys just keep them coming. No.
Yeah, keep them coming. So I wonder what everybody else is smoking on today.
Yeah, what are you guys blazing on today? Tell me all about it. I'm going to be ripped here after 2 more of these. Okay, so back to our subject for today.
Yes.
Cannabis and chronic pain. One of the things that's so staggering, and we have talked a lot about cannabis for the use of chronic pain. I think we've gone a lot over, the fact that it is good and it's an anti-inflammatory and, there's a lot of pain relief, mainly the psychological exhaustion that comes with being in pain. Cannabis really, really works with that. But one of the things that draws my attention so much to this subject in particular is the fact that our counterpart in this matter is such a drastic second, meaning the overprescription of opioids or prescription drugs is so staggering, and the effect that it's having on our country is so alarming that we are seeing 115 people a day. Just to give you some perspective, 115 people a day are dying.
You guys. They are dying. 115 a day.
From the use of opioids. Now, that's more than cancer. That's more than guns. That's more than, I mean, these are staggering results. And I wanted to share a video with you guys. Let's see if I can even do it. Hold on, share your desktop screen. This is going to be my styly right here. Okay, I wanted to first, this one's kind of cracking me up here. I wanted to first share this with you. Our dear old El Presidente. So marijuana legalization could help offset opioid epidemic, studies find. This I thought was a really interesting video. Can you guys see my screen okay? Bridget, can you see my screen?
No, I can just see you.
Okay, you can only see me. Well, that's fancy. Hold on. To broadcast. Now, can you guys see it?
Yes.
Okay,
I can see it on my end. No, nobody else can see it though, Sonia. Oh, wait, yep. Some see it, some don't. Give us some thumbs up if you can. Oh, there we go. Perfect.
Okay, you guys, check this out. It's movie time. Hold on.
We're going to work with the people who are so addicted, and we're going to try like hell to get them off that addiction. A national epidemic. Trump campaigned to end it. As president, he promised to fix it. The scourge of drug addiction in America will stop. It will stop. But 1 year later, it hasn't stopped. People are still dying. 115 Americans die every day from an opioid overdose. More than car accidents, breast cancer, or guns.
Literally everyone we know knows somebody who has died of an overdose.
And 2.5 million Americans are currently struggling with opioid addiction.
It was completely hopeless where I just was like, suicide is all constant thought.
Aspirin sometimes, and top it out. A solution some believe is this: cannabis. It's controversial to many.
Here's me and Bridget all coughing in the back.
But a gateway to recovery for others.
Cannabis has given me a reason to live.
Join us as we investigate, search for answers, and meet potential pioneers and outspoken critics. Whether you struggle with opioids or know one of the millions who do, decide for yourself.
So that's exciting. I know that this was a major part of his campaign. I guess not major in comparison to other parts of his campaign, but this was definitely something that was mentioned alongside his views on cannabis. I wanted to share one other video with you guys that I thought was pretty impactful as well.
Minutes, someone dies from an accidental drug overdose. Most of the time, it's from prescription drugs like oxycodone or hydrocodone. These drugs all belong to a family of drugs called opioids.
A lot of you guys are actually having to take some of these.
They're prescribed to dull pain, but they also boost dopamine, giving some people a high. They can also slow down your breathing and are highly addictive. So why is it so easy to get hooked? Well, for one, your body can build up a tolerance. So the more you use, the larger dose you need to get the same effect. Secondly, you can become dependent on them. In fact, your body creates natural opioids that are released when you hurt yourself. But if you habitually use painkillers, your body stops producing its own and relies on the drugs instead. You try and stop then, the body goes through withdrawal. Consider this. In 2012, there were 259 million prescriptions written for opioid painkillers, nearly enough for
for every American adult and child to have their own bottle of pills. Look, we need to treat pain, but we also don't need to treat everything with a pill.
Crazy. I mean, my gosh, you guys, these are literally just so, when I look at and listen to those numbers, it's alarming to me. I'm freaked the freak out.
Right? I mean, there's 2.5 million Americans are struggling just from opioid addiction. That doesn't count the other addictions that people have. That is simply opioid addiction. 2.5 million Americans.
I know that's just America. But I mean, those prescription drugs are primarily, it's a problem here in this country. You don't hear about the same things happening in Europe. And, you know, it's not just this class, like barbiturates. We're not even talking about barbiturates. There's a pill epidemic right now where synthetic forms of pain management are being forced down your throat. And it's so difficult to differentiate the symptom of your actual syndrome versus the symptom from the pill that you're taking. And I think that that's one of the most frustrating things, is that while we know and are seeing more and more scientific evidence to back up the fact that cannabis can and is a natural alternative that's effective, long-term, non-addictive,
safe,
you know, totally and completely safe. I mean, it's just mind-blowing. And a lot of you guys have reached out to me, you know, wanting to understand what's happening with your specific states. And, you know, there's just no telling. A lot of states are making a lot of progress, but it's like watching, you know, paint dry. It can get really frustrating and super boring at times. Like right now, I'm super disgusted with the whole process and like don't even want to discuss it. And at the same time, I'm like internally celebrating the fact that we are seeing some major legislative developments and shifts in Congress and inside of our governments right now that are making things a lot easier for us at the same time. I just go through my waves.
And now we have a lot more professional people like Sanjay Gupta and well-known physicians starting to be like, well, maybe we should rethink this. I mean, they've got a point. We have a point. I mean, you can see Sonia and I just smoked. We're still talking. We're still functioning. We're still discussing an important subject. And I think, you know, cannabis can help not only with the overdose issue that we're having right now, but it can help with the addiction problem that we're having right now. Cannabis controls chronic pain and spasms without opioids. It's like you said, it's much safer. It's a more effective treatment than the medications that Western medicine is giving out for pain. They kind of get you hooked. I mean, it is, you're afraid. People are afraid of pain, which for those of us who have dealt with chronic pain, Sonia, I know you've been there. It's a serious thing. It's not something you just take an aspirin and tough your way through it, as Jeff Sessions said in that clip.
Take an aspirin.
Yeah, right. I mean, seriously, those of us who deal with chronic pain, you know, there's much more to it than just taking an aspirin. So obviously Jeff Sessions has never dealt with this. So, you know, he's not the type of man that is going to obviously empathize with those of us who suffer and have been addicted to opioids and dependent on opioids. But I'm here to tell you myself, I was on pain medication, opioids for many, many years. They've had me on everything from fentanyl to oxys, muscle relaxers, everything. They had me on the highest pain medication you could have. And it just made me sicker. I was in bed all the time. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't function as a mother. I could barely work or live a normal life. So I quit cold turkey a year ago. I just got tired of taking them, and I just quit taking them. And I didn't tell anybody for about a week because I was afraid, people would be concerned for me also that I would start going through withdrawals or, because you can go through severe withdrawals from opioid use. I'm from my own experience, I had absolutely no withdrawal symptoms, not one. I felt better and I felt better and I felt better. The pain in my stomach, the knot that you have in your stomach when you take that kind of stuff, it just went away. I had more energy, and I don't smoke from the time I get up till the time I go to bed. I normally don't smoke until later in the evening, so just using cannabis in the evening helps control my chronic pain and has taken me off of opioids. So, people need to know that you can get off of pain medication with little to no side effects. So, yeah, that's my little spiel on it.
I love it. Yeah, I think it's a really important thing to pay attention to, and mainly for our youth too. I'm noticing, my son is talking to me now that he's in high school that there's a lot more kids who are getting into the medicine cabinet of their parents because their parents are just using, and abusing prescription drugs. And even in my group, like I'm in the parenting stage right now. I have 4 kids. A lot of my peers are slightly older than me. My husband's 10 years older than me. And it's not uncommon for, professional people, like people that you would think were running tight households, like doctors or, freaking lawyers, accountants, like professional people are literally like, pop a Xanny and drink a glass of wine. It's like your perfect combination. I'm like, wow, guys, like I'm gonna just go out front and take a bong rip. Like I'll be right back.
And you'll still be able to go inside and take care of your kids. Whereas if you pop the Xanny and have a glass of wine, you're going to be 3 sheets to the wind, drooling.
Yeah, exactly.
Your kids are going to be trying to wake you up. Like, what the hell's wrong with mom?
I know. That's what's so crazy to me is like, I mean, y'all, what I want to say to my friends is like, you guys are grown, like, what are you even thinking? And why do you look down on me for using cannabis for whatever reason, whether it's to manage chronic pain or if it's to manage inflammation, anti-spastic, it doesn't matter. Like, what if it's just for my form of having a glass of wine? So I think that that's something I'd like to see change a lot sooner, than later, is to have it be more socially accepted to where, regardless of whether you're using it for medicinal or social, or recreational purposes, that the stigma associated with it, that you don't have to feel ashamed. You don't have to be public and flamboyant, but you don't have to feel ashamed either for using your freedom of choice to make the best decisions. So I think that this subject continues to be important because ultimately it's about empowering you with the freedom to choose, starting with the truth about cannabis, CBD, and the other natural remedies that can make a difference in the way that you feel and function. And, having that type of freedom in your life is something that should never be taken for granted. Being a citizen of the United States of America gives us privileges that the other parts of the world just do not enjoy. Imagine being a woman in Afghanistan. We enjoy luxuries that most countries and citizens of those countries would only dream about. That's why we have such an eclectic culture base here, because, our freedoms are advertised publicly around the world, and it makes people want to come here. They think the grass is greener on the other side. And here we are fighting for our continuing to fight for our rights to safe access to something like cannabis. And it's really not about the cannabis. It's about our right to choose how we want to treat ourselves, the people that we love, and the conditions that we might be suffering from. So I just encourage all of you guys to self-empower, seek out the truth, stay plugged into communities like this, like and share content that you think is powerful and moving. Tap into your local communities and get in touch with each other and continue to do things that show your support, invest time, energy, or money into groups that are making a difference. And the more that we stick together on all of this, the better off we are going to be in the when pushing this movement forward. That is what I gotta say about it. Otherwise, I feel like I'm just going to be kicking a dead horse if I die. We've done a lot of shows, even though there's always more to talk about. We've done a lot of shows on just describing what it can do for you. And I think a theme that is consistent here, Bridget, is everyone knows that they like to use it and they would rather use that. I think
you're totally right, Sonia. And for the most
awesome.
part, we get so many people. All of you guys are so supportive. We get so much positivity from you guys, and encouragement and inspiration from you guys. It's so wonderful to be able to share this and to be in such a wonderful, I call you guys my cannabis family, because it's more like a family with all these people. Western medicine kind of left me and my daughter with her brain tumor, kind of left her hanging a lot, which, it's disappointing as a parent to see people give up on your child when you're trying to save their life. And then you reach out, or complete strangers reach out to you also, and have given so much love and still so supportive. And I think our cannabis family is nothing but love, and thank you guys all for that. And thank you, Sonia, for providing this platform for us to be able to talk and share and meet each other and get information that we may not have had access to.
For sure. Yeah. I love doing this type of work, you guys. It's, especially with people like you, Bridget, and I'm going to actually be showcasing more people from our community, because I think you guys have so much to contribute. Your stories are incredible. And I really am passionate about telling the story of cannabis from the people who use her, but also from the entrepreneurs who are continuing to push this industry forward. You work for an incredible entrepreneur who started his cannabis company, and there's amazing people who are just like you and me pushing this industry forward and are hitting it rich doing it, so not only love to the plant, but love to the patrons, to the entrepreneurs, to the business owners who are pushing this thing forward and risking it all to do it. So, mad love to them and the medical advances that are pushing this thing forward. I think it's really amazing. And as we start to expand our knowledge base and our content here, you guys, we're really going to be focusing on ways that you can get involved, support the growth of, and even invest in the cannabis industry. And let me tell you why this is so important. Number one is we are in a very delicate time right now where it could go either way. We could either keep the power with the people, which is us, and continue to determine how this industry will be built, what kind of money is going to be developed from it, how we will continue to serve one another, which is what's happening right now. There's incredible people coming out of the woodwork with all sorts of talents, and they're all financially benefiting from the cannabis industry while pushing this movement forward, which is in turn trickling down to you guys in the more conservative or crazy states. Now, what could happen here if we don't get really active in our investments of time, money, and energy into this industry and other alternative industries, what could happen here is we could start this down the slippery slope of VC money or venture capitalist money or big business, big corporations coming in to dominate this industry. It's very much like the oil boom or the gold rush, where you saw, you know, everyday families uprooting themselves to go on this venture to strike gold or to hit oil, right? Or hit oil, strike gold. I don't know, one of the two. But it's a similar industry. If you look at how many different businesses were developed because of the discovery of oil. And the same thing is true for cannabis and hemp right now. So it's just a matter of time before the BPs, the Chevrons, the, you know, big gas, the big companies, the big name companies come in here and try and get a hold of this industry and take it away from us. So the reason why we are starting to move towards a broader conversation where we're not only talking about the medical benefits, but really speaking to the business developments and opportunities that we have as everyday working class Americans to participate in the fastest growing industry in the world. This is such an important time. And because we have an opportunity to keep the power with the green people, with the green Americans, with the cannabis lovers and the freedom fighters. So I'm really excited for Thursday's show. Mark Moss is going to be on here with us, telling us the kind of tricks of the trade and how to prepare ourselves for investing. And then starting on Monday, I'm going to be taking $500 or $100 a week and investing it into cannabis and into cryptocurrency, which we'll talk more about on Thursday. So I'm really excited, you guys. Make sure that you join our group, The Green Rush. We'll be doing a lot in there. You'll get to see more of Bridget and our other moderators in there. Shout out to all the moderators on the page. Thank you guys so much for all of your hard work and your support, keeping this page and The Green Rush awesome. And that's what I got. I'll see you guys on Thursday. So happy to be here. And I'm looking to look for that strain dementia. I'd like to forget a few things.
Right? I mean, it helps. It helps. Let me tell you. It's nice to just
I love it.
be able to have a smoke and forget all your troubles and all your worries and just relax.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good one. I would take that over a glass of wine any day. All right, you guys, love you. Say hi to the man behind the mirror or behind the camera. Are we ever going to get to see your handsome face?
Is that for Jason or
Yeah.
James?
No, that's for Jason.
Jason,
what's that?
come on in.
Oh, I'm coming up.
Let me see.
Yep,
Let me.
You're on. You're on.
Oh, what am I doing?
Oh, let me just
You're
poke
getting
your
on to
face
say
over
hello.
here.
Oh.
Poke your face in to say hello.
Hey, Guapo.
Oh, how's everybody doing?
Hey, Guapo.
I'm here.
How are you?
I don't think he can hear you.
Oh,
Oh, now I can.
Now he can hear you.
I was like, hey, Guapo. How are you?
You got these little earbud thingies in, and of course, then I can't hear anything.
Oh my God. So you're just like watching Talking Heads. That's crazy.
Yeah, because I have to have the computer down so that it's not over blasting. I'm reading lips.
Oh my God. That's awesome. Well, thanks for all of your help. Nice
Yeah,
to
no
meet
sweat.
you.
Good seeing you.
All right. Nice to see you too. All right, Bridget, thanks for a great show. Everybody, thanks so much for being a part of this community. Really happy to do what we do the way that we do it. And it's all for you guys. Make sure that you like and share this video, and we will see you. Oh, we are getting closer to the competition end of the contest too, where we're giving away over $500 in CBD products. So excited about that. You guys, make sure that you like and share content, invite people into the Green Rush, do what you know you're supposed to do to be the winner of that amazing contest. I think we got Sharon Aggie at the top of the leaderboard right now, and Mimi is number 2. We'll show the leaderboard on Thursday's show. All right, Miss Bridget, much love.
All right. Love you, Sonia. Thanks for joining us, guys. Make sure you check out our private group, The Green Rush, and our app, greenamerica.com. Thank you for the Starbuds for this wonderful dementia. And have a great night. Peace, love, and cannabis.
Bye, guys. See you on Thursday's show.